Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world. America, in the midst of the 19th century. In the Nevada Territory, where until recently only a handful of buffalo grazed, nowadays it's all hustle and bustle. Beyond the Sierra and near the Carson River, gold has been found. There's supposed to be loads of it. All you need to do is dig it up. Anyone who keeps at it hard enough will be richly rewarded. What a splendid opportunity. Welcome to uncharted territory, newcomer. Want to get rich? Then you're in just the right place. Gold rush fever holds sway in Virginia City. And you lucky devil, you've won the mining rights for a promising claim in a poker game at the Red Dog Saloon. Soon you'll be hauling out gold nuggets as big as a cat's head. Thanks to cleverness and luck at cards, you have a gold mine all your own. The former owner, a gal at the saloon by the name of Susie, who plays a lousy hand of poker, already took care of the groundwork. And, a practical woman, she left the necessary equipment behind, too. Now all you have to do is to find the mine. Get an overview and find out where the riches lie. Discover the entrance to the tunnel. What a promising claim. Even though only a few boulders have been mined so far, that's no reason to lose heart. You'll just have to dig deeper. You ought to get hold of some solid timber from the nearby forest, so that the fine shaft doesn't cave in. The beams will be excellent for stabilizing the tunnel. Build a station where the horse carts can be packed with logs. Explain to the sort of thick-skulled driver which route he should take. Now, there's got to be a small depot to park the horse-drawn carts too. Everything's all set. Now, all you have to do is to get hold of a cart to transport the wood. A sturdy vehicle. The transport can get started. It won't be long before it's possible to dig deeper. Well then, good luck. Ha! Not everything that glitters is gold. Maybe your poker partner was sharper than you thought. Despite all the hardship, the mine only brings in a few chunks of silver ore. At best, you ought to get rid of it before it ruins you. Luckily, new greenhorns constantly get stranded in Virginia City, who you can peddle that confounded pit to for good money. So, you got rid of the silver mine for a decent amount. Time to invest this money in a lucrative venture. And there's an excellent opportunity. All the ore from the mine must be transported to the silver mills down by the river. A railroad that takes over the transport would be a promising venture. The terrain is treacherous and requires a few very twisted curves. Build a railroad route that rapidly transports all the ore to the valley. A respectable railroad calls for a proper railroad yard. A truly well-done structure. Now it just needs to be connected. It's high time to buy a beautiful locomotive together with a few freight cars. What a handsome iron horse. Time to send it on its maiden journey. Ore transport is picking up speed. With a little luck, it'll make you richer than all the silver in Nevada ever could. rolling down the land. People are dropping everything to cheer your marvel of engineering. Don't pass up the chance to climb aboard. Give them a friendly wave. Let's have a big round of applause. Hooray! There's no end to the rejoicing. It's all thanks to you. Thanks to your railroad, silver smelting is moving fast and furious. Meanwhile, all sorts of fine ladies and high-class gents get off in Carson City. Make sure they don't ruin their good shoes on the muddy streets. Find out about the needs of your future passengers. Your services are needed to the same degree everywhere in town. sure your coaches don't miss any stops. Build a depot where the horses can be hitched up and the coaches can wait. Purchase a few coaches with horses so that you can get started. Great. The first passengers are already waiting. The Territorial Enterprise reports. A beast is up to no good in the area. According to eyewitnesses, it leaped from tree to tree, was at least 10 feet tall, had a shaggy black pelt, and enormous feet. Ask the reporter what it's all about. The reporter, a certain Mr. Clemens, has revealed his source to you. An old good-for-nothing by the name of Sam Hawkins. He's supposed to be in the saloon in Virginia City. Could be it means buying him a couple of shots of hard liquor before he comes up with the truth. The good man was happy to provide information. The monster got a few feet taller with each whiskey you bought him. The word has it that it gobbles up whole cows and picks the remains out of its teeth with a wagon tongue. Our informer thinks it's hanging around near the Ponderosa Ranch, if he's not mistaken. Now, old Cartwright and his son didn't take too kindly to your visit to the Ponderosa Ranch. Apparently you're not the first to be hot on the monster's heels. The rancher claims that dozens laid siege to their land, but just when he was about to run them off, they hurried away towards Lake Tahoe with a paper hot off the presses in their hands. The Territorial Enterprise reports. The wild man is dead. His body was committed to the waters of Lake Tahoe, where it will sink to a depth of over 600 feet, be encased motionless in a block of ice, and shrink to the size of a small child due to the high pressure. Well, guess not much can be done about that. Where not too long ago there was nothing more than a dreary two-bit town, a magnificent little city now flourishes, thanks to your transportation services. The locals even call it the Miracle of Carson City. More and more people want to try their luck there. Obstacles shouldn't be put in their way. Get into the passenger business. Your tickets will be the hottest item in town. Make sure that the rest of the world is finally connected to Carson City, a veritable boom town. Try a train arrangement that brings people from all over the world to Carson City. Time to inaugurate the line from Reno to Carson City, the town built on silver. There's firewood up in Glenbrook that'll get the steam engines in the silver works puffing real nice. But watch out that you don't cross paths with the Cartwrights from the Ponderosa Ranch. They're not the kind of folks to tangle with. You barely got away from the Cartwright boys. Now get a respectable load of logs down to the valley as fast as possible before the ranchers come back again. We're off and running. Everyone is dead set on riding your beautiful railroad. Silver ore processing is running at full swing, which means your transport business too. business is doing splendidly. The cluster of pathetic shacks has become the swankiest town in the whole West, where you find the most exquisite shops, the best saloons, and the loveliest ladies of ill repute far and wide. Many an opportunity suggests itself to spend those silver dollars you so richly deserved. Your railroad business is the real gold mine in the state of Nevada. The island of Java, tropical jewel in the midst of the Indian Ocean, conscientiously administrated by meticulous Dutch bureaucracy. The year is 1870, and the colony is undergoing a transformation. Recently, individuals have been allowed to lease farmland and manage plantations. The fertile land offers ideal conditions for exporting a multitude of colonial goods, off on the way to an exotic experience. The Dutch East Indies. Surely the most exemplary colonial empire under the sun. With luscious fruits and cheap labour in abundance. You act on behalf of the colonial administration. A gifted talent in the art of engineering, you have been appointed to modernise the local transport sector. Complete this task to the satisfaction of the Crown. If you do, even the post as governor might be in store for you. Transport is a much sought-after service on this scarcely civilised island. Eating draft animals such as oxen is punishable by law. That's why the colonial administration has commissioned you to build a railroad so that the plantation business prospers. The delicious coffee is supposed to be transported from the fertile hinterlands to the facility near town for processing. Anyone set on building wisely and cheaply avoids unnecessary slopes. Perform the necessary surveying work. Build a route from the thriving plantation across treacherous terrain to the processing factory where the coffee fruit is husked. A depot is needed. Purchase a complete train, including locomotive and freight cars. The coffee fruit can now be brought from the plantations on its way to further processing. What a superb railway! It provides the local plantation leaseholders with truly valuable services. Still fresh from the fields, the fruit quickly reaches the factory. From there, the colony's delightful coffee must be brought to the warehouses and offices in the port for export. That shouldn't be left up to the local labourers, no way! Too easygoing, too inefficient, too unreliable. Specially built stations are called for, so that the first-rate coffee makes it into town undamaged. If need be, stations that can be guarded against plundering hordes. Specially built stations are called for, so that the first-rate coffee makes it into town undamaged. If need be, stations that can be guarded against plundering hordes.
Hello as well, and that was
Colonial Empire under work.
all right then. So we're in. We're going to take a look at this quickly because it's beautiful. It's absolutely amazing. Before we get going, I'm just going to point. Yep, we don't care. Well, we do. We do want to do that because he's telling us. But I'd like to point this out. This is my first impression of this. Notice we've got soybean. Not soybean. Why did I say soybeans? That's not what they are. We've got coffee beans. Good job. It's probably because I was reading this. But yes, and we've got sugar cane. So over here we have the coffee plantation, and then we've got the sugar cane plantation. Now these are not base goods. You don't see these when you're playing a free play, which suggests to me that it makes it, or they've tried to make, Urban have tried to make it a little bit easier to plug in new factory chains. That's my initial thought on that. It's kind of exciting because the way they've just plonked it in the second mission, like things you wouldn't normally see, it does make me a little excited for the future. But anyway, should we do what they want us to do? Which is we're going to turn on the contour lines.
Thriving plantation across treacherous terrain to the processing factory where the coffee fruit is husked.
So there we go. We have got to, it looks like we've got to head off to here and build us a station. Yes, we can build a station. I don't mind the tips. I really don't. I like that they're helping out new players. It's a good thing. So we have to build a cargo station in the highlighted, I'll get to it, in the highlighted area, a cargo station in the highlighted, I'll get to it, in the highlighted area next to the factory, which is this one. It's fairly straightforward. It looks like it's already built us some track through the valley there between the two. They look like dormant volcanoes, maybe? That would be a way to end this mission, wouldn't it? You do all your hard work and then it gets crashed by lava. Probably not what's going to happen. Okay, so we're going to build our first bit of the network to connect up over there. We're going to get us a nice cargo station. It is a cargo station, isn't it? Right, what we want to do is bring this back here. Well, you can see the lines just here. If you look over here, up towards the top left there, it says height at cursor. I always love that about Transport Fever. But you can tell what areas are truly level. So you can see it's connecting us up to the road there, the little path. And we'll go there and hug that mountainy range. Is it a mountain? They wouldn't really be mountain, hills at the best. There we go, 170, and we'll get straight into the tracks. Does it say to hook it up? Yeah. Slide round here. I mean, we could flatten it to start off with. I know, it's like going back. How's that looking? We're made a little valley. Not sure that's the most efficient way to do it, but we've got 50 million. We could improve that slightly. It would put a little bump in our track, but if we do shorter sections and remove the fact that we're making it, forcing it to be flat, we can do it like this, and then that'll be 37,000 for that little section. And then if we hook up to there, that's 45,000. We just saved a fortune just doing it that way. And there we go.
A depot is needed.
Connecting farm and factory. What do we got to do now? Build a... Come on. Create a route for the train to... We can fast forward it around...
For export.
Oh, absolutely.
To be left up to the truly valuable services. Still fresh from the fields, to be left up to the local cool guarded against plundering hordes.
Wait, do what? Stations that can be guarded? Are we going to put cannons on? We're probably not putting cannons on. The growth of towns is influenced by various factors. Click on a town name for more information. I don't know whether we've actually gone over towns. If we do click on this, I think we did briefly, but there we go. It's got 115 actual residents. I would say that. A thing you have to understand about Transport Fever. This number here, that's how many individual little AI people are on the map and are being calculated in that city. Unlike other games, which in fact Transport Fever is the only one I think of that honestly does this in this genre, like city builders, transport management, tycoon-y type stuff. The rest of the games tend to have an abstract number that doesn't actually represent how many units are moving around or could possibly move around the map. I believe Skylines just has an abstract figure. Like when you build a city of 1 million, it's absolutely not 1 million units that it's calculating. I could be wrong. Prove me wrong if that's the case. But that's the way I believe it. It's just abstract. So yes, this is actual people. And you have to tend to those 115 people's needs, AI, little sims. And as you can see, it's all going well at the moment because we haven't done anything. So what we need to do is build a truck stop in the highlighted area at the factory and the commercial area. That's another thing you can do, I hope. There we go, land usage. You'll see this is the commercial area where you've got residential green there. They're very pastel-y, aren't they? And you've got industry yellow. All the common colours. And we need to, apparently it's telling us to just plough through those buildings there. So we can do that. I mean, we don't need this up because it's holding our hand a little bit. What we need to do is when we place down our, I'm going to guess it is within reach, but when we place down our truck station, which is what it wants, like so, you can see, as soon as it attaches, we do want it to actually attach to the road. It doesn't have to be. It counts for catchment area with just the pavements connecting. Obviously, we won't be able to get our trucks on the road. So you can see there that we're highlighting we're capturing both the train station and the factory by putting it here. And we could get it a little bit closer. Oh, actually, we should get it a little bit closer to town, providing it doesn't get it. Both the train station and the factory by putting it here. And we could get it a little bit closer. Oh, actually, we should get it a little bit closer to town, providing it doesn't change colour. There we go. Beautiful. So we got that one in. And then we need a truck stop in town. Now, one thing we could do, there are two different types. We have, in the previous version, you'll remember we could use bus stops to drop off cargo. They have stopped that. As far as I know, that's probably staying. But that's why they've given you actual truck stops here. So, okay, so they don't want us to build a truck stop. They do want us to build a truck station. Interestingly, it says build a truck stop, which would be that one, not this one. Okay, that could get confusing, so don't get caught out by that. It would cost us a fortune, but we are flush with cash. I mean, what you could do is build it somewhere else and not destroy that. If we drop it back a little bit, we can afford to only delete one building, which would be much better. There we go. We'll get that in.
Nothing stands in the way of speedy transportation to the local port anymore. Send the freight cars of coffee on their way.
Send the freight cars of coffee on their way. Establish a route between the new stops and allocate at least 4 appropriate vehicles to
Ready to go. Nothing stands in the way of speedy transportation to the local seaport anymore. Send the freight cars of coffee on their way. factory now finds itself in a laudable position by sending processed coffee into town. To experience considerable growth, its products have to reach a clientele with money to spend. Oh no! Lucas, the capable engineer on your locomotive, seems to have vanished from the face of the earth, or anywhere else for that matter. Time to find a stand-in, right away. Would one of the natives be able to meet this difficult challenge? Several locals show an interest in learning the decidedly noble profession as locomotive engineer. A practice route for training purposes is needed. Meanwhile, certain signs are feeding horrible rumors about the indigenous tribe's diet. Thanks to your reliable deliveries, the factory is working far above par, although it would certainly be capable of processing much more, virtually colossal capacities of coffee. You should weigh the idea of increasing the transport volume, because coffee from the colony is a commodity in great demand in parlours and salons on the continent. One train isn't enough to adequately supply the factory with coffee fruit, A passing siding is needed so that a second train can use the line.
To the route. Build a depot on the edge of town and buy horses. Oh, look, see, they're building back up. They don't care. I do like... What's that, Wilson brother? They put the... Look, see, they're building back up. They don't care. I do like the new... Wilson brother? They put the foundations down and then they build the scaffolding. And then it goes up within that. And there we go. Wilson... What's that, Wilson brothers? What do you make there? You're a harness maker. Do we have horses? I don't know. Probably in 1870, right? So let's go back up. It says on the edge of town. I mean, I guess. Let's make a new line first, shall we? Create a new line from here to there. That's where we're going to be delivering our goodies from. And we'll leave all this alone. We don't need to deal with that. Should we give it a name? This would be Surabaya Coffee Delivery. There we go. That makes sense. I mean, we could also colour it, right? We could colour it the colour of coffee, which I really hope we get more colours in this. But there you go. Colour of coffee, that's close enough, isn't it? Yeah, it's brown. I mean, we've already got that one red, which is fortunate. Oh, yes, we need a depot, don't we? Get in here. Let's build us a road depot. I mean, we could have it halfway, but it makes more sense to stay away from town, and then they can go straight and pick it up. Let's get our first one in. Now, they do spread out automatically, but the way I like to play it, I will buy a vehicle. I'll show you what we're doing. Let's go to cargo, and we need the appropriate vehicle. These carry all the things, including coffee beans. What do these carry? They carry all the well. Is there any difference? They have a bit better capacity. Other than that, they're all the same. I don't know. I guess it's, do we want to see it? Do we want to see coffee on the back? We do, don't we? Let's buy us our first one, and we'll stick that. I know we're going to have 4 on there. You just said yes. I only put 1 on there. Am I taking too long?
Considerable growth. Its products have to reach a clientele with money to spend.
Right, okay. Am I taking too long? The actual mission is like, dude, just put them on there. No, I want to play it my way. Which you can't you? That's the beauty of games. As long as you're having fun, it's right.
Lucas, the capable engineer on your locomotive, seems to have vanished from the face of the earth. Or anywhere else, for that matter. Time to find a stand-in. Right away. Would one of the natives be able to meet this difficult challenge?
Lucas, the capable engineer on your locomotive, seems to have vanished from the face of the earth. Has that broke down our train? Well, I think he's still there, Lucas. Or is it just a runaway train? Oh, that's not good. All right, we'll accept this. Obviously, we're going to do it.
Locals show an interest in learning the decidedly noble profession as locomotive engineer. A practice route for training purposes is needed. Meanwhile, certain signs are feeding horrible rumors about the indigenous tribe's diet.
Okay. I don't know what we're doing. Anyway, we need more than 1 vehicle on here, don't we? Absolutely. So, let's select this one, and you can just hit clone vehicle, and we'll get another one on there. We saw that in the first episode. I mean, given that we've got to go off and do stuff, we might as well double these and duplicate those, and then we've got our 4 vehicles on there. We'll let them spread out accordingly. Are you putting coffee on there? Did I put the right ones on? It said... Oh, I don't know now. Have I done this wrong straight away? If we have, it's not a big issue. Are you making coffee? You make coffee beans? What have I done wrong? I might have instantly broke this. Ooh, what have I done? Let's check the line again, because I might have messed up a little bit. We want the vehicle manager. What? Let's just select them all, make sure. What vehicles did I buy? Cargo. No, they carry coffee beans. They also carry coffee beans. Well, I don't know then. They also carry coffee beans. It seems to be okay. Why are you not delivering it? Is it because of this mission we've accepted, maybe? Or is it going to take a little while for that to pick up? You're definitely within the catchment area of this. You don't have any stored. You should have enough in there. Well, we'll let it. We'll see what happens. We'll do this build a practice track. Right. We've got to draw a track in a circle. Have we? Is that what it's saying? What have we got to do? Build a test track with 2 small stations and a depot in the highlighted area. 2 small stations and a depot. I'm guessing it means road? The story suggests a train? Yeah, it's got to be trains, right? It's absolutely has to be trains. I'm not sure. We could follow the road, but you have to be inside them, don't you? I don't know. No, you're not allowed to build outside. Okay. No, you're not allowed to build outside. I don't know. No, you're not allowed to build outside. Okay, Do we want this to follow the terrain? I'm not entirely sure about that. I say we roller coaster it a little bit. I say not entirely sure about that. I say we roller coaster it a little bit. Oh, where are we going to go now? We should put the contour lines on, shouldn't we? Let's head into the middle of that so it's not too steep. All right, we can get in there. I saw a fairly flat section just there. Beautiful, we're doing it. This is our little test track. This is an interesting little side mission. We might have gone a bit too tight there. No, we're good. We're good. I mean, it's a test track, so we want to give the trainee engineers a bit of variation, don't we? Want some different gradients and tighter curves. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. Right, and now we need 2 small stations and a depot. Oh, I see what we're doing now. I see what we're doing. So we've built the initial track, and now we can do the 2 small stations and a depot. Gotcha. Right, so if we delete a section, there is one thing we don't have yet, which is curve stations. I'm sure they'll be here eventually, but we may have to improvise with this a little bit. So if we go out here, we'll delete a section of track there. It doesn't say how big, does it? Buildings, cargo station. We don't need to make them massive. Or do we? I don't know. It'll tell us, no doubt. So we'll have that in there. Does that OMP make it curve? No, you can't make it curve. Right, there we go. Is that connected to the road? Possibly not. Possibly not. Oh, what are you doing? It doesn't say connected to the road, does it? So I think we can get away with it. I guess what we could do is build it so it is connected to the road, just in case, and angle it. Oh, we've already supplied the town.
Deliveries. The factory is working far above par, although it would certainly be capable of processing much more, virtually colossal capacities of coffee. You should weigh the idea of increasing the transport volume, because coffee from the colony is a commodity in great demand in parlours and salons on the continent.
Salons? I like the way you say that.
Isn't enough to adequately supply the factory with coffee fruit. A passing siding is needed so that a second train can use the line.
Ooh, we get to have a look at passing loops. We will do that shortly. But we need to do our test track first, because I'm determined to get this done. There we go. That works. As you saw, we deleted back some track, just so it's a little bit smoother. And we put... because I don't know what it wants us to do with these. I really don't. And we'll have the other one round here. That would kind of make sense, I suppose. We'll delete back that section and this section. Give us a bit of room. This side, since we have no roads around here, we can just slot that in, can't we? As providing we can do this little bit. Yes, we can. Will it go in? That works, doesn't it? So we have all that in. Let's put us a depot in as well. We can... Which way do we want it to go around? Let's send it round that way. We can branch that off like so. Keep it flat. And we'll add us a depot. Tracks. Buildings. Oh, unhighlight that. There we go. Slot that in there.
The correct
we did it.
Drive the vehicle must be practiced first, so that potential passengers are not scared off right away. In the meantime, some hard-to-digest news reaches you.
Oh.
Your skilled worker is said to have fallen victim to a bloodthirsty tribe of cannibals.
Not cannibals? Really? That's what we're going with. Cannibals. Where are you? All right, let's get out to Contour Land. Right, now it makes sense why you need 2 stations, because I think that is the minimum required for it to do a line. That does make sense. Right then, let's buy us the fastest one, because we want that done as quick as possible. So let's buy us a... We might as well click on all. That's the quickest, right? The Borzig. Yeah, we could take a look at the other one, but we'll have plenty of time to look at more trains. We'll buy that. Did I buy it? I don't know what you click there. No, you need to click it there. We'll buy that. We'll get it there. And we'll add a line. Can we do that? Yes, please. And we're going to go from here to there. Well, you could go backwards and forwards. Will it let us put a waypoint in? Because that would be kind of cool. I like that it decided to go backwards and forwards. Oh, do you know what we could add to make sure it does the loop? We don't have to put a waypoint in. What we could do is add a one-way signal. So if we go to signals, there's the waypoints. So we could add a waypoint, or we can get a signal. One way, yes. Oh, it won't let us. What about a waypoint? It won't let us do a waypoint either. Why not? Why can't I put those in? Help? Surely I can put these in. Well, just go backwards and forwards then. Never mind, my plans have been scuppered. Okay, where's our train? It's this one, right? Get on that line, then you're just going to drive backwards and forwards. What's the point of a circle? He's already travelling meters anyway. That won't take long, will it? Shall we head over to here? We've got to do a passing loop, which should unlock maybe the signals. Perhaps that's what that'll do. Remember, this is really aimed at new players. Give you a feel of how to play the game. So if you're a veteran player such as myself who's played far too long, you might lose your way a bit because you're trying to get ahead of yourself. Maybe the signals, perhaps that's what that'll do. Remember, this is